Hello everybody, hope you're all doing well today. So we're going to be checking out the new LAV that is being introduced to Arma Reforger's new update. And one of the things I was quite curious is how overall protected is the crew inside this vehicle. So what we're going to be doing today is playing around with some Russian weapons, seeing what can penetrate basically the armor of this vehicle, and just see overall what damage we can do to it, and just see how overall protected you will be when you're actually playing with this thing in any game. So what we're going to be doing is starting off with small arms weapons first, then just making our way along to like heavy stuff in RPGs and whatnot, and just seeing the overall damage what these weapons can do. Alright, let's check it out. So starting with the standard AK, let's shoot the back and just see if it does any damage to the crew inside. Let's have a look. Okay then, so that's a good start. So standard weapon infantry that the Russians get doesn't seem to be actually able to even penetrate the back doors. And everyone looks like they're pretty much in decent condition. No one looks really badly injured, so that's a really good start. So looks like small arms fire is definitely not going to be a problem for the crew inside the LAV-25. Next we have up is the PKM. I believe this actually has a higher caliber, so let's just check this out. Alright, let's see if it's done any damage or any impact to the infantry inside, or even to the vehicle itself. Well, so apart from a little bit of broken glass on the back window there, everyone seems to be in pretty decent shape. Doesn't seem to be any injuries. Everyone seems to be still breathing, which is a good sign. So far, even though I presume like the back of this vehicle is probably the weakest for the armor, everyone still seems to be kicking. So that's really good against small arm fire, which you pretty much will be safe for. One thing I want to quickly try though is I'm actually loading this up with tracer rounds, so I just want to quickly see if changing the ammo makes any massive difference to the crew inside. So let's open the fire. Alright, same principle. Let's check to see if the crew are still alive and kicking. And again, everyone seems to still be in a decent shape. Doesn't seem to be any major injuries. The gun and the commander is still kicking. And the driver's still alive as well. So far, none of the smaller armed weapons seem to have been able to penetrate the armor of this vehicle, which is, seem to say, a good sign. So I thought we might as well check out the sniper as well with the higher caliber rounds, just to see if that does any damage at all to the infantry inside. So let's just quickly do a few rounds in the back here, just to see if it actually is doing any impact. And we're actually a little bit closer to the doors here as well, so maybe that might make a difference. Let's have a look. Alright, let's quickly have a look inside. Is anyone injured? Anyone hurt? No, it looks like it's actually a good sign. It doesn't look like there's anyone actually majorly even affected inside the vehicle. That's a really good sign. So it looks like small arms doesn't actually do much effect to the crew inside this vehicle, which is a good sign. Alright, so moving on to the heavier stuff now, we have the grenade launcher for the AK. So again, we're gonna shoot the vehicle a few times in different areas just to see if it does any effect. Alright, so let's check inside the vehicle, see the status of the crew. Oh dear. Okay, well that's not a good sign. Looks like we've got a few casualties here. Some of them actually still seem to be alive. We definitely have some casualties in the back here. What about our gunners? Commander is down and the main gunner is down as well. And what about the driver? Is the driver injured? I think the driver's actually still alive. He is. The driver's still alive, but for me personally, because half the vehicles are already being knocked out with the crew, I definitely see that is definitely something to be a caution about with grenade launchers. They can be effective against this thing. Alright, so I thought we'd actually use standard grenades on this as well, just to see if any standard grenades make a massive difference to the damage of the vehicle. Alright, so let's quickly check out the inside of the vehicle to see if there's anyone hurt, damaged, or killed. Let's have a look. Well, that is a surprise. Everyone looks like they're being in decent condition. Even the driver is alright. The gunner and the commander seem to be alive. Interesting. So the grenade launchers actually do more damage than standard grenades do. Okay, well, that's quite interesting then. Alright, we've picked up the RPG, so let's see if this is actually going to do any damage to the vehicle. I'll be very surprised if it doesn't. Okay, we haven't got any smoke in. That is interesting. Let's fire a little bit lower. Oh, never mind. Yeah, we've got a barbecue cooker now. Yep, I don't think anyone's actually living that. Hold on. We've got a survivor. Okay, so if you're lucky, I guess, depending on where you get hit with this RPG, when you're sitting in the vehicle, you may just survive it. But overall, it looks like, yeah, it looks like rockets are going to do a serious amount of damage to this particular vehicle. Alright, so we're going to quickly use this heavy machine gun as well to see if this actually does any damage. This thing looks absolutely scary. Oh my god, it's set the thing on fire already. Wow. It's sliced through that armor. Oh my god, we've got one survivor. But wow, that is absolutely wrecked this thing. Straight away, you're definitely not safe against this thing. And of course, finally, we do have to try the BTR just to see if the main guns on this thing actually can penetrate the LAV. So we've got the main machine gun, so we're going to fire the front. Just to see if that's actually going to do any damage to the crew. Obviously, it takes up the wheels there. But can this gun penetrate the armor? Let's have a quick look. Alright, let's see if the driver's still alive. Oh my god, I think he is. He is? The driver's still alive? Okay. The commander and the gunner still kicking as well. And it looks like the crew in the back are pretty much unaffected. So we're using the heavier machine gun on the BTR, shooting it from the side. Now let's see if this does any major damage. Oh, yep. Okay, yep. I think that basically answers our question here. So it looks like the main gun on the BTR is actually completely sliced through the armor on the side here. I don't know what the eye is doing, but yeah, that's not good. It's definitely taken out quite a bit of the crew. I don't know why he's getting back into the LAV for. Ooh, yeah, I mean, it looks like we do get the odd survivor, but it looks like the main machine gun on the BTR is definitely devastating for the troops inside. Okay then, so this was quite interesting. It looks like a lot of the smaller weapons can't really do any major effects to the vehicle. But obviously with the heavier gear, like the heavier machine guns, grenade launchers, rockets and whatnot can do quite a bit of damage to the vehicle, depending where you hit it as well. But I hope you have enjoyed this video today, guys. I hope this has helped you kind of understand the weak spots and where to kind of try and protect your overall areas when you're playing with this vehicle in the new update when it gets released. But I'm quite looking forward to seeing these getting played on the different servers and just going against them as well. But thanks so much for watching. Take care, everyone, and hopefully I'll see you on the battlefield.